Have you ever prepared for a presentation or a speech you had to do for work or for school, and you run the lines through your head and the cadence and how you're going to deliver this and add this sidebar and make this joke, and you have it down pat, and you're going to nail it? You run it in the mirror to a friend or to a parent, and then you get to that presentation day, and all the nerves kind of kick in, as they do for everybody. And confidently, you open your mouth, you begin the presentation, and right away, you stutter, or there's a voice crack, or something goes wrong. Something that you didn't prepare for, and it just goes south. But you continue on because you have to, because you can't stop a presentation. You finish it. But then when the noise dies down, either after the presentation or after the class, you sit and think to yourself that you blew it. That's what we're talking about today. Welcome, everybody, to a series I call Thinking, where I play Minecraft and try and beat it for the first time, while talking about things that go on in my life and that I think about that I think you guys might be interested in or might help you. I don't know. I kind of just talk on here, and I'm very, very, very happy and very appreciative of all the support recently for this series. Some of the recent videos have been doing really good. I'm super happy that, you know, the effort that I put in and the things that I talk about are being, you know, received well, and that you guys are having fun with this. So I appreciate it. And today we are talking about the concept of blowing it. Something I am far, far too familiar with. And I used the school presentation kind of anecdote because I thought it would be relatable. I thought it would be fairly, you know, I feel like everyone's done a school presentation at some point in their lives. And I feel like blowing it, whether it's a school presentation or if it's even a conversation with a friend, or not even conversation wise, situations, experiences with other people, the feeling of having an opportunity to do something and it not going the way that you wanted it to, it not going successfully, and you having a part in that, knowing you could have changed it, is one of the worst feelings in the world. I've said this in past videos, I'll say it again. I think regret is the worst feeling in the world, and I feel like that's what comes when you blow it, is that immediate kind of realization and self-check and almost a recount of what happened and what you did and what you could have done better. That could have is one of the most dangerous things of the human mind, because even these days I sit up at night and I think about all the hypotheticals of what I could have done and some of my recent mistakes and misplays, and stuff like that replays in your head. When you blow something of a certain magnitude, it is non-stop. It really is. And it makes you question a lot. It makes you question, I mean, again, depending on what it is, but from my experience, I'm more talking about blowing something with somebody. Full pause, but you know what I mean. Blowing a situation or a relationship, it makes you sit back and reflect and think about not only that person, but think about yourself and what you could have done better, and if it was you, and if it was in fact your problem or your fault that something ended or happened, you have to look yourself in the mirror and kind of dissect yourself personally, and your brain does it naturally. It comes with blowing anything. Athletes that make the Super Bowl, that they're about to play the next week, you think the guys on that field who have been busting their soul and putting their bodies on the line for weeks and weeks and weeks and months, when they lose on that field, whatever team loses, I don't really care. I'm not too into football. But whatever team loses, you think that those guys aren't going to think about how they blew it and all the things they could have done differently and all the nights in the gym in the off season they could have ate better and slept better and trained better. You don't think that those guys could have thought about a different game plan or specific scenarios on that field that they could have played better, could have put more effort in, could have told their teammates how much they appreciated them and to have confidence. Because as an athlete or a former athlete, I really only go to the gym now. I mean, having those moments where you lose a serious game is kind of a sign of reflection that has an answer, right? Again, it kind of expanding on blowing it's you when you blow something that is of like a competitive nature, the direct answer is just to do better, to put more work in, get more time in the gym or on the field or in practice. Like there is an answer. It is to better yourself, right? How about the opportunities that you blow when, not to say it isn't your fault, but to say that there is no clear answer. There's no clear get back. Where do you go from there? I guess is the question. I don't necessarily have an answer. You mess something up and there is no solution. There is no going back. What do you do at that point? Other than think to yourself about what you could have done and how you wish it would have went differently. Well, I said blowing it is really such a terrible feeling because, especially, again, I use sports, but sports are a team effort, right? So as much as you could pinpoint it onto one player, it is a group of people, a majority of the time, unless it's an individual sport like tennis, I guess. But even still, it's there's a sport or something to do. When it comes to you and problems that you have with yourself, and you blow it, where do you go from there? Who else do you look at other than yourself in the mirror? I'm a very individual guy, if you couldn't tell. This may be some of your first impressions of me. I live a life that heavily depends on myself and my motor. I'm a personal trainer, so I try to keep, my body as healthy and as strong as I can, and I put a lot of pressure on that. I eat most of my meals alone. I go to the gym alone, and I live kind of in solitude. And I find peace in myself. And every now and again, I'll go out, and those events will kind of keep me going until the next time. And the reason I'm saying this is because when I fuck something up in my life, where I heavily rely on myself to figure things out and to do better, it is hard to come back from that. Because, again, it comes down to me. I can only look at myself in the mirror and think of all the things that I could have done better. So, my advice, all of you out there, after what I've just said and how terrible the feeling of blowing it is similar to the advice that I gave and the things that I've said in previous videos, which is to live and experience the moment in front of you. Because your life isn't going to stop just because you blow one thing. That doesn't mean the next thing is automatically a failure. You could look at it as a new start or a new opportunity. Who knows when that opportunity will come? Who knows if that opportunity will ever come again? or if any similar opportunity will ever present itself like that. And maybe it won't, and that sucks. That unknowingness of seeing something go by or seeing you mess something up and just having to sit and wait and hope that you can redeem yourself is a terrible, terrible feeling, I know. But that just means you should live your life without regret. Oh, chase the things that you want to chase. Do the things that you want to do. Don't let opportunities pass you up. Because even at the end of the day, if you do blow it, and it does stink, and you suffer because of the experience and nothing ended up going your way, at least you did it, and at least you put yourself in a position to do it. And look back in the mirror after and say, oh, this was stupid, but you'd rather go through that experience and blow it than not go through that experience at all. Which is hard for me to say right now because I've thought about multiple times. I'm gonna, dude, this creeper just fucking blew it. I'm gonna, oh, we're good. It's just, yeah. Cool. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap this up. Live your life knowing that you might blow it, but just putting your best foot forward. I don't think you can be ready for anything in life, which is weird to say from a personal trainer, but you can claim that you're ready and claim that you're prepared. I can say that I'm prepared for a new PR lift and all that, but when I'm in the moment and the things are happening around me and everything's moving, you won't be ready and you will never be ready. Which is something that I still need to kind of come into terms with, as I try and be ready for everything and have an answer for everything. And when something doesn't have an answer and I can't come up with it, I don't know why. But to just live and to put yourself out there to do things you love. It's difficult to say, but at the end of the day, I think that's why we're all here, is to do things that we want with people we want, and you just gotta try not to blow it. Kind of a yap today, but I'm hoping that somebody out there found this useful or relatable, and I appreciate all you guys for watching. If you have any comments, any concerns, any topics that you want me to, oh my god, these creepers, man, they're all trying to blow it. Pause. If you have any relatable topics or anything that you would want me to talk about in future videos, please do let me know and put it in the comments. I would love to see them. This series has been honestly everything that I wanted it to be and more. It's been super fulfilling to just kind of talk about what I'm feeling, what I'm going through, and what I'm thinking, and seeing people agree and even disagree and just give their takes. It's something fresh and new for me, and I'm super where did that guy even come from, man? Oh no. Oh no. Why is it always at the end of these videos, man? Yeah, well, that's a problem for another day. If you have any comments or concerns or anything you want to talk about in the comments, please let me know. And if you don't want to talk about it in the comments, please do DM me on Discord. My Discord is in the description. I'd love to hear from you guys anyway. Even if you don't want to put in the YouTube comments, completely get it. And I appreciate you guys for watching. As always, see you guys very soon.